College 101, Finding the Right Career for You. The only way to do great work is to love the work you do. If you haven't found it, keep looking, don't settle, says Steve Jobs. We're going to talk about finding the right career for you, and it's not as easy as it sounds. I wish that it looked a lot like this, the expectation of finding the right career. Unless you were born or decided at 4 years old that you're going to be a doctor and then you become a doctor, fabulous for you. But that's not most people. Most people, the reality is the right side of this image. It's really messy. It is messy, and that's okay because life is messy. So let's just expect it and embrace it, and we're going to move forward knowing that it's messy, and we're going to keep going anyways. How to find what you want to do as a career. Number one, create a positive mindset. Some people know exactly what they want to do. Others see a world of possibilities and can't imagine choosing just one. So just make sure that in your mind, you are in a positive place, regardless of how old you are, about your future and what that could look like. Believe that you can find something that makes you happy and as fulfilled as you want to be in your career. Here's a big pen. So I love to show this image or to talk about this with potential students because it is so hard to imagine all of the different types of jobs in this world. And so we're going to talk about the pen. Associated with this pen are the following jobs. And this is not exhaustive. This is just what I could think of. Purchasing and procurement people, loading dock personnel, forklift operator, industrial designer, engineers, chemists, material handlers, manufacturing technicians, millwrights, computer programmers, mechatronics professionals, assemblers, quality control inspectors, foresters, graphic designers, truck drivers, sales representatives, marketers, warehouse workers, plant managers, human resources, packaging engineers, expediters, business development managers, vice presidents, CEOs, and CFOs. There are jobs all around us. And unless we choose to think about what those things could be, we don't really have any idea of what we could do. So my advice to you is just to have this positive mindset that you're going to find it, and you never know where you're going to end up. And that's okay. You just got to keep moving forward. So the next step in this process is to investigate you. You saw that list. Perhaps there were some things that were interesting and other things that were not. So investigate yourself, and here are some ways to do that. These are Billy's kick butt questions about life. It is part of his life design catalyst work. So these are questions that he encourages people to think about. What do you think about a lot? What angers you most about the world today? Are there particular issues that you would like to see resolved and think you could play a part in that? What positive things do people say about you? What do people thank you for most often? Who inspires you? Who would you most like to be like? Your heroes, your role models? What do you help with that seems natural or easy for you? And what do people come to you for? When you're at your best, what does that look like? What are you amazing at doing? It can be work or life related. What are you great at? When do you feel powerful, passionate, free, incredibly useful, excited, and are inspired? Who do you want to help? Who would you like to inspire? If you had a chance to be known for something special or unique, what would that be? How would you like to be seen, recognized, acknowledged, awarded, praised, now and or in the future? If you think about these questions deeply, they get into your core and they touch on your values, your life story, and goals. While a lot of this is really looking at the things that inspire and are happy for you, things you want to do, it is equally important to identify things that you know you don't like. For instance, if you hate the sight of blood, Perhaps you want to steer clear of being a professional that involves blood, like doctor, veterinarian, nurse, things like that. So identifying what you don't like is as important as identifying what you do enjoy. Find the umbrella. So that's just my way of talking about career clusters. So if you find that you are pulled towards one area, this is a good way to look at all the different types of careers you could have. These are the 17 Michigan career clusters. I'll read them for you because it can be kind of small on the screen. Number 1, agriculture, food, and natural resources. Number 2, architecture and construction. Number 3, arts, AV technology, and communications. Number 4, business management and administration. Number 5, education and training. Number 6, energy. 7, finance, government and public service, health science, hospitality and tourism, human services, information technology, law, public safety, corrections and security, manufacturing, marketing, sales and service, science, technology, engineering and mathematics, otherwise known as STEM, and transportation, distribution, and logistics. Those are the 17 career clusters. These groupings can make it simpler to think about your career options. Number 4, discern between a hobby and a profitable passion. You can be interested in and love a lot of different things and still not want to do that as a job. This gentleman, he's strumming up there on the top of the mountain. This looks great. This looks idyllic. Looks like he's having a great time. And maybe he's in a band. So maybe it is a profitable passion. Or maybe he is an engineer who spends his spare time strumming on a guitar, hanging out with his friends. Not every hobby has to turn into your job. So when you're answering those questions and you're coming on things that you like to do, it doesn't mean that has to be your job. It just gives you some ideas of areas to move towards. Dip your toes in, number 5 on this list. So how do you do that? Job shadowing. It's such an important tool. If you think you want to be a veterinary technician, then talk to a veterinarian's office and ask if you can job shadow what a tech would do. Ask what their techs make. Ask what kind of education they require of their techs. It's very important that you investigate the job. You can do that on paper or on the internet. However, it's really nice to talk to actual people in the area that you want to live about what kind of careers exist for you. Number 6, you only have to pick the first thing. There are so many jobs in this world, and it can be so overwhelming, especially for a young person. Don't get caught up in that overwhelming piece. You can do this. Just choose the first thing, start towards that, and you can change your goal. For instance, perhaps your first thing is to become an electrician, and you go directly into an apprenticeship, and that isn't right for you. You don't like it. You don't want to do that. You can come to college later. Or you start college and you are starting off to become a nurse. And as you are going through that program, you start to realize that nursing is really not what you want for your future. That's okay. You can change that and become a welder. So there's so many possibilities open to you. Don't ever limit yourself because you set a goal. You can change your goal. This is always going to be your life. So keep that in mind, change your goals as needed, and let us know if we can help you. Most of all, have fun. This is your only life that you'll ever get to live. Have fun doing it.